Baymeadows Rd and Southside Blvd to show the public where the first two approaches for video red light enforcement will be installed beginning Monday. And I should tell you that in 2011, this very intersection behind me was the #1 high-frequency crash location for the city of Jacksonville. I'm also pleased to tell you that Redflex, the vendor in this program, has selected a local company, Miller Electric, to do the installation work when the Florida Department of Transportation approves permitting for one of our identified sites. We have a couple of members of Redflex here with us today, and you all know the background. The legislature approved these devices statewide, and our local ordinance conforms to that legislation. Our city's purchasing department worked with us to select a vendor that provides this technology in many markets across the United States. We make and kept a promise to you that the public would be informed about how this project is progressing. And today I want to show you a web-based information tool that we have designed which will basically take the public through the entire process for all 25 approaches that we have planned. I'm going to ask Director Michael Edwards to step in here in a minute. I'm going to show you this on hard copy, and you can pull this up at www.jaxsheriff.org. That's JAX-sheriff.org. And if you click on this icon, Respect the Red, then that will pull up these 3 traffic signals that you see below here. Now, the red column, the red light column, means that will have all 25 intersections listed in there, and when that intersection is permitted, there will be an asterisk placed on that location. Then, when construction actually begins on that particular location, the red light, it will show under the yellow light area. And that will also give you updates on how long it's expected to take and those sorts of things. Then finally, when that intersection goes live, along with other public service announcements that we'll be making, to the community, you can go on and see the green light, what intersection is active, and what the actual grace period amount of time is at that intersection. Now, I should tell you, 5 more approaches. If you go to that site today, you'll notice 5 approaches have asterisks on them, which means, again, that they have been approved by the Florida Department of Transportation. Those are Atlantic Boulevard and Monument Road, eastbound and westbound. Beach Boulevard and University Boulevard, eastbound and westbound. And then the 5th intersection is University Boulevard at Atlantic Boulevard, southbound. And so all of those are now permitted, and we would expect construction to begin very soon. I should remind you, what we are really trying to do here is get people to break bad driving habits. That's why for that first 30-day period, you will not receive a citation. You will actually receive a letter, a warning letter, indicating that you ran the red light and were caught by the video system, and you will receive that letter to let you know that violation occurred, and we know it. So be careful. And then I should also tell you it costs $158 when you get that notice of violation. And if you ignore this notice, which carries no penalty points, and if you let it go past the 30 days, a uniform traffic citation will be issued. That the fine then increases to $274, and 3 points are assessed against your license. You can challenge the citation and get a court date, but I want to remind the public that when you do that, when you receive your notice of violation, you also receive an access code to a website where you can go and look at your violation 6 seconds before you ran the light and 6 seconds after you ran the light. And so you can imagine the appeal rate across the country has been pretty low with this vendor, Redflex. So And these citations are only issued by uniformed patrol officers. We're not going to use clerks or civilians. Only police officers will be looking at the video and determining whether there is in fact a violation, and then sending out the notice. Now with that, perhaps even more importantly, I want to remind you that the company Redflex is working to fine-tune their new technology that can be added into this system. It's called Halo, and it is a collision avoidance software that will allow us to actually preclude the light from turning green for someone to start into the intersection when that system knows that somebody's about to run that red light. So it will give them a delayed red. Their light will still turn red for the violator, and they'll still get their notice of violation. But the cross traffic will not get a green, so they can jump out there. So they jump out there and get hit. So that is a real public safety feature that we want to work with the Florida Department of Transportation and Redflex to get installed here at our intersections, because we think it's very, very important. And with that, we can throw it open for any questions.
Sure. Can you talk a little bit about cost of installation, and will it cost the taxpayer any money to install these cameras?
Great question, Leslie. This program pays for itself. Out of the $158 fine, a portion of that money will go to Redflex, the vendor. A portion of it goes to the city, and then a portion of it goes to the state and to trauma centers throughout the state of Florida. And that is how the system pays for itself. And I should mention that our contract, if the number of violations that occur in an intersection drops below the amount necessary to pay for the operation of that equipment, it'll be operated at no expense to the citizens of Jacksonville. Now, we will work with Redflex then to move that to another location if that needs to happen. But in no time will the taxpayers of Duval County be required to pay anything to maintain this system.
How much will this generate?
However, the violators will be paying for it.
How much will this generate revenue?
We estimated about $1.5 million in the first year.
Are you worried at all about legal challenges? It's been such an issue in South Florida. Do you worry about that here?
Really not, because I think the technology that Redflex has developed, the process that we're going through for installation, keeping the public very informed, a very transparent process, I don't think we're going to have any issues with that.
How about you just...
Particularly when violators can go online and see themselves running the light 6 seconds before and 6 seconds after. That's pretty powerful stuff. So, no, I don't think we'll have problems.
How would you define success with the cameras?
Success with the cameras would be Redflex loses a lot of money because the tickets go down so far. Yeah, that's my goal. That is our goal. We want to reduce traffic crashes. That's why we're starting here. This is the #1 high-frequency crash location in Duval County, right behind me. That's why we're putting them in here, east and westbound.
What about safety? I mean, statistics. Has this proven to be a safe system in terms of reducing accidents and that sort of thing?
Yes, it has shown. Yes, and I would. We have some brochures that we can pass out to you as well. This brochure has a lot of information in here on the system and the impact of these systems in other areas where they've been installed. But yes, they do show that they are effective in reducing traffic crashes and thereby increasing public safety.
Well, Sheriff, what would you say to people who say this is just another way for the city and the sheriff's office to generate money?
Well, if they don't run a red light, we don't get a dime. Don't run the red light.
But beyond that, people say that this is a way to generate money for the city. I mean, the city looks at this and says, well, we can make some money off of these red light violators.
You can say that about every traffic violation that we write. This is no different.
But that's not the objective.
No, the objective is, just like when we write a uniform traffic citation for speeding or any other violation, the objective is to educate the public and get them to slow down or stop for a red light in this case.
We have 25 approaches right now. Any plans to add more to that later?
Not at this time. We've taken the top 25 crash locations. Well, we've taken the top 25 approach locations, and we'll be installing there. And maybe I don't know.
And a timeline for all 25? Do you have that right now?
I don't really know. It's incremental. I would encourage you, go to our website, jacksheriff.org, click on the icon here, and you can follow all 25 intersections as they progress through the system of installation.
Why was adding the grace period so important?
Well, the grace period is important because it's not just about generating revenue. I want to educate, look, there's 3 E's, what they call the 3 E's of traffic enforcement. Number 1 is engineering. You want good engineering to see why, how you can reduce accidents. Then you go into an education phase where you educate the public on the situation. Then you go into the enforcement mode. And right now we're in the education mode. And that grace period is part of the education mode. We're going to send you a letter saying, hey, look right here, you ran this red light. Don't do it again, because pretty soon it's going to be live. And it's going to cost you $158.